Welcome, pedal people, to another Carl Martin video. Carl Martin recently, 2 years ago, shrunk a lot of their pedals into a really cool new format, which looks like this. Super nicely rounded off. Right there, you can see that. Beautiful chassis, all aluminum. Very sexy, round, top-loaded ins and outs. And they're retailing between 110 and 180. The most expensive is the comp, which is amazing. So they don't necessarily break the bank, but they're Carl Martin, Denmark, designed in Denmark. I think they're probably made in China, yes. But it's a good company. It's a European company. It's a company that's been around since the 80s. They've supported me from the very beginning of the channel, which is why they're not paying for this video. They just supplied the product. And I love the form of these things. So if we look at the Atlantic Chorus, which is on the table, which granted, graphically speaking, they could have really worked on the fonts, and it's not sexy. It's very matter-of-factly. I love the color. I love everything. That could have been a little bit more, on the sexy side. The ins and outs are very close together up here, so if you have bigger plugs, it's not going to work. You really need very small ones to make that happen, which you probably have anyway if you have a looper switcher on your board. Clicky thing, 9 volt. I mean, what else do you want to know? It's a pretty straightforward pedal. Now, I gotta make some space here so Leslie can call up more cameras so I can justify having bought them. So yeah, you can see there's a little lip. So this top thing goes over the bottom thing. I don't know what else to say. It's a freaking pedal. What we have here is a chorus. There's level. There's speed. There's depth, and then there's a rate knob, for a sandwich, for which I had to actually ask what it does. You can come back to me, Leslie. Thank you. Oh, put it there. Helps for people to see it. Yeah. So depth is how much chorusing are you doing. Level is how loud is the whole thing. Speed is how fast are you chorusing. And that's the chorusy effect. Sometimes chorus can be vibrato, which means pitch up and down. That you actually do with rate. It's kind of weird. So if you don't want too much detuning, leave the rate down. We're going to try that right now. Into the Sky King, Tone King, Sky King. That's the company's Tone King. The amp is the Sky King. It's over there. Looks similar to the guitar. It's going into the aux with a Greenback loader 412, but also into that aluminum cap right below it, mic'd with a Lewitt MTP 440, and that aluminum cap is from Scott Dixon. It's super light, it's not inexpensive, but it's ultra light, and it does the job perfectly. So check out Scott Dixon caps. This is a Tele. It's a T-Classic from our buddies at McMull in Israel. Among the finest instruments you can possibly find. So here's the clean. And so on. We're going to turn this on. So we're going to go full depth so we can really hear the speed. That's almost univibe-ish. a lot of mojo, whatever that is, but it's got it. So now we dial in the rate. More detuned, and I don't know, it's just a different kind of chorus to me. It sounds different than it sounded before. Is once I turn it off, it's most certainly boring. The question is, how does it sound with an amp that's a little bit driven? I'm gonna go to the AC20 from Morgan. Thomann Atlantic chorus, except for the font not being super pretty, I think. I love the color, by the way. It doesn't break the bank. It's well built. It's original in shape. It doesn't take up too much space on your pedal board. Top mounted ins and outs. Really nicely dialed in to get exactly the chorus sound that you want with speed and rate, where I still don't quite fully understand what they do exactly. But it's a great pedal. And if you like those 80s chorusy things or the swooshy wooshy kind of psychedelic stuff, I think it's all in there. Sometimes it borders a little bit on uni, it borders a little bit on rotary even, but fully dialed in. Borderline, okay? But I think it is a flexible chorus that doesn't kill you financially, doesn't overload you with menus and digital stuff. It's there, it sounds good, it satisfies you, you support a great company. Talking about supporting, use my links to Sweetwater and Thomann, please. Or either or, because that really supports the channel. If you really want to support the channel, please do Patreon. Do $1 a month. If enough of you do $1 a month, I don't have to worry about, the dogs and the list, all that stuff. Because as some of you might not know, running this channel is a pretty big undertaking. There's several people involved and animals, a lot of them. Thank you, Søren from Thomann, for trusting in me from the very beginning. And thanks to you, everyone, for trusting in me always. And to reward you, what I'll give you is animals at the end.